it's exciting, you know, to be a student in the '80s and principal now, and in between then being a teacher, a substitute teacher, a teacher, a vice principal, a department leader. I've kind of done just about everything you can do here at Durfee High School. And it's a unique perspective on Durfee High School. Carrying the weight of the whole organization is something that is a very formidable task, but at the same time, it's a labor of love.
Mr. Desmarais is one of the most brilliant, yet human, humble leaders I've ever met, ever had the good fortune of crossing paths with. And I think to say that he has literally changed my life in all the most wonderful ways would really be an understatement.
As a Fall Riverite, he's a prideful guy, and it's always awesome to be in his presence in those moments.
He's shown me a life of service. He's very, very committed to Fall River. He's very committed to Durfee High School. He has shown me that what dedication means and how to stay the course.
Mr. Desmarais has taught me to stay humble, to find the joy in the work, and especially when things are very overwhelming or very stressful. He has taught me to be human, to stay human, to practice humility, show gratitude to others, to treat people well above all things, and he has just been a great role model for me in many ways.
He has taught me flat out how to approach my job more professionally and look at it not like my job, like this is my career.
I think he's taught me how important it is to have a work-life balance.
One of the biggest lessons that Principal Desmarais has taught me is that you need to take time to listen and to understand all sides of the issue and not to jump to conclusions.
I've worked with him in so many different capacities. I've learned so much. He's the smartest man I know, and he's so cool under pressure, and he's been a big supporter and advocate for me over the years. So eternally grateful for all of his support and the different roles that he's served.
Well, he always brings a great sense of humor to work, and I've been lucky enough to work with him over different roles that he's had here at the high school.
I think as a leader, one of the things he always tells us to be service-minded, making sure that we're supporting not only students, but all staff in the building. And the more that we can do for them, the better outcomes that we'll have for our students.
What's a fun, memorable moment you have with him?
I think that when he, at one of the pep rallies, him playing in the band, showing his other side, I think that as a principal, a lot of times you're so serious, and he's able to actually show that side to students and staff, which makes him human, right? So I think that that's a memory.
In all of my years of leading at Durfee High School, there are many memorable moments, but I would have to say, thinking about our pep rallies, both as in all the roles I've played, always great times as leaders here in the high school.
One, I'll be forever grateful that Matt Desmarais was my boss during the COVID shutdown. I feel very grateful that I was working for somebody that was generous and just able to exhibit grace in so many ways. It was very, very difficult to be in charge of a giant, giant place, many people, lots of kids, lots of moving parts. And I think he did an outstanding job. And so that will always be a significant memory for me. How he handled that, how he managed to do that is just phenomenal.
I guess the day that I had my little breakdown in the closet.
Carrie.
And he wouldn't leave. And I didn't want to come out of the closet until he left, but he wouldn't leave until I guess he knew I was okay. It was a bad day. It was a bad day. But I appreciated that he stayed and wanted to make sure I was okay.
All my interactions with him are pretty funny. He's continues to always joke with me, so I really appreciate that because it's not changed.
One of the moments I think I'll never forget was when I first came here. I found out that he was a close friend with one of my friends from New Bedford, Sean Sullivan, and we instantly hit it off. He had a guitar in his room. We started playing together, and one of the moments I remember vividly is when we were on the stage together at the Narrows and we looked at one another and we just had one of those moments.
I think he and I connected on various levels during my interview, especially on a musical level. He's a musician, I'm a musician. And I think he appreciated, my background, where I come from, and he thought I'd be a good fit for the school. So he hired me here. He was the last to say, changed my life. So I really appreciate him for that.
He got to meet us.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's always
Thank
had my back
goodness.
here, which I've very much appreciated. And he appreciates books and the importance of history. And he's always looked out for us at the library. And I'll miss that.
There's a lot, but the two that come to mind in general, just because they're important to me, I remember my first day here. I'm not from Fall River, so this was a whole new world for me. And I was not the first girl, but it was the first girl they had in security for a while. So he was very excited. He was very kind, warm, happy to have me. And I remember that because I was very intimidated coming in, just for the pure fact of I didn't know anybody. So having a complete stranger being already supportive and behind me was really big for my confidence and for what I was trying to accomplish here. And the other one is our lunch tunes. Something about Matt, he always grabs the mic and would always, laugh with the kids, sing with the kids, the happy birthdays. A lot of people don't like to do that. Not don't like to do that, but that's bold. So to just be himself and have all the kids laughing, and there's no ego about him, so I think that's something I'll always remember about Matt.
He's really funny. He's really smart. He brings up a lot of old memories, but a lot of times when he sees me, he goes, "Hey, Mr. Costa," and it puts a smile on my face every time.
So working with Mr. Desmarais, he's been here since I started over 10 years ago, and I've seen him in many different roles, dean, principal, all those in between. And he has been the epitome of what Durfee is all about. It's all about having pride in this school, in this community, and for our teaching and for our students. So that has really pushed me to bring that pride into the classroom when I was teaching, and now as a department head, just making sure that my teachers are doing that as well.
I can honestly say that Mr. Desmarais has really made me believe in the motto, once a hilltopper, always a hilltopper.
You are a hilltopper. We're going to have a great year. We're going to come together.
All right, so here we are. This is the Durfee High School Top 10 Breakfast. A little different this year.
Seneca Boyer, sponsored by Mr. Ross Tebow, history teacher here at the high school.
Well, I would say that I was a student here in the 1980s, and the moment I walked into the building, I understood that it was in rough shape, and it was only approximately 10 years old at that point, actually less. I think it was 7 years old when I entered it, and right from the start, it had its issues. Now working here, I've spent 25 years in the building myself.
Hello, I'm Matt Desmarais, principal of BMC Durfee High School, and I'm welcoming you to the 2020-2021 school year.
Let's start off our show with our very own Principal Desmarais in Principal's Corner.
Hi, I'm Matt Desmarais, principal of BMC Durfee High School, and welcome to the Principal's Corner.
It has been such an amazing opportunity to see somebody who truly believes in the tradition of Durfee High School and Fall River.
He has really inspired me to be not only the best professional that I can be, but the best person that I can be as well. And I think for that, I will just always be forever thankful.
I know Mr. Desmarais can feel very proud of the work that he's done here and that he's leaving it in such a great place to take next steps. And I also am very excited to say that he is joining our central office team, so I don't have to say goodbye.
We're going to miss you, of course, but we're always friends. And you're going to go on and do greater things.
Principal Desmarais, I wish you the best in your new position. Please come back and visit. Take care. You will be missed.
So, cuz, so happy that I got to be here for your last year. I'll give you a quick message that only you and I will understand. Lastly, congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away.
Good luck, Matt.
The unique perspective of being a student here and then the school's leader is something that I consider a privilege and an honor.